this is dirty. I need to clean it before I film. So dirty, so old, so beat up. Okay. Hello, this is Jasmine, and today I'm hopping on the bandwagon and doing the Sketchbook SLAM. This challenge that I've seen around YouTube focuses on getting 600 pages done in 30 days. It's a way to encourage your sketches to be fast and loose, and to complete this in time you have to average 20 pages per day. I've wanted to do something like this ever since my college art professor talked about doing 100 life drawings a week. Okay, so before I speed things up for the sketching, let me talk about this crazy sketchbook. Way back in 2006, I was shopping with my family when I found these sketchbooks on sale. They were amazing, and I convinced my mom to buy one for me. This was my first real sketchbook, and I absolutely loved it. I covered it in stickers, and I told myself I would fill the entire thing with full illustrations of only my highest quality. Fast forward 11 years, and although I did make 2 full illustrations in this book, and maybe a few sketches here and there that I tore out a while back, in the end I was way too focused on creating perfect work to even touch this book. I stayed with loose leaf printer paper for another 8 or so years before I got a sketchbook again, and I was always telling myself that I would get back to this one someday. So for the first 2/3 of my Sketchbook SLAM, I'm gonna use up this sketchbook once and for all. It originally had 200 pages, so 400 front to back, and my guess is it has something like 190 pages now, but I guess we'll find out. After this sketchbook is full, I'll use whatever other sketchbooks I have around, and I'll do a sketchbook tour at the end of this challenge. Alright, it is September 13th, 2017, and I will be finishing 600 pages of sketches by the end of October 12th. So let's go ahead and start the time lapse and get sketching. I'm using a generic ballpoint pen, and I'm not going to bore you with half an hour video of 20 pages of doodles, so I'll just share the first 7 now, but I'll share more periodically on my YouTube channel. I start out with a dragon-like creature because I'm just trying to sketch something that I'm generally comfortable with and do it as quickly as possible to get that first page out of the way. It doesn't look pretty, the anatomy's all wonky, and that's okay. I'm just messing around to loosen up. It has direction, so it's more than a scribble, but I'm not taking time to work out poses or use reference. This one wound up with exceptionally bad anatomy, some of which just got lost in the scales, so I did a bit of line darkening, but again, I want to stress that sometimes you just need to sketch. Sure, I could cover this one up and fix the anatomy, but why not just draw a better version later on? So I just give him a rock and some clouds, call it good, and move on. Once I get that out of the way, I've opened up a folder on my computer called Reference, and I just choose things at random. I started with my fighting and dancing pose folder and grabbed some really dynamic pictures. Again, they don't look pretty, they're simply rough figure sketches that I have no intention of refining. Even if I decide that I get attached to the look of something I draw here, I'll make sure to redraw it in the final medium while paying closer attention to construction lines and proportions. The foreshortening of this limb isn't quite working for me, so I mess with it a little, but in the end, I know that as long as I choose poses with action and life to them, that I'll be practicing a lot more foreshortening to come. I also break into my folder of reference hands and feet. You will probably see a lot more hands and feet in this sketchbook as time goes on because feet especially are a weak point for me, but hands as well take me a long time to get right. My animal folder is next. I need to practice horses a lot more. I feel like that's an essential for the artist that wants to draw a lot of medieval fantasy illustrations. This cantering horse looks all kinds of funny, but at least I tried. I'll be drawing more in the future. Bats are also an essential thing to study because they have the closest wing structure to the dragons that I draw of any living thing. I always love drawing wings. Also, bats are super cute and fuzzy. The next few images are still using reference, but these are random from my unsorted stuff. Some cherry blossoms that I had been going to use for a specific piece, and I really like the way that this one turned out. I also tried sketching these buildings from Venice that I took a screenshot of on Google Maps. I definitely need to practice structures because, well, I'll let this sketch speak for itself. Also, I started trying to use some sort of perspective, but then I decided to wing it because even guessing the perspective would take me more time than I wanted to. A glass bottle comes next, which I think turned out super cute. And then a couple of cute girls. I really like the way this pose turned out so adorable and sweet. This cat that I sketch is probably my favorite thing so far. He's just too cute, and this is just a page full of cute here, guys. I round everything up with this random parrot-type bird. He's also pretty cute, so just a page of cute. Well, that's it for the first 7 pages. I'll upload some more periodically and also show some of the sketches that I do on my Tumblr. But otherwise, back to my regular content. Thanks for stopping by!